Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So yes, I'm currently coming to you from 3 o'clock and it's pitch black outside, but that is just what we have to deal with, so please excuse my terrible lighting. I obviously filmed this video earlier so the lighting is better, but I wanted to just share with you guys my health routine, my health practices day to day, and kind of share with you what I eat and what my diet looks like, and then also the supplements that I'm taking. So I'm basically going to cover all the supplements for you guys and share why I'm taking them. A little bit less of a vlog today, a little bit more of like an informative video. Let's get into the video. So I thought maybe I would sit down and share with you guys a little bit about the supplements I take. Now, I did mention in my previous video that I wasn't going to share exactly what I took, just because supplementation is really something that is so individual and it's going to be totally different and unique for every person. So what I take is definitely not what I would recommend everybody to take. And a few of my disclaimers would be, one, I do have training in female holistic health as well as nutrition. I also do work with a wonderful, amazing friend of mine, and she is certified as a nurse, also a nutritionist, also a women's reproductive health coach, if you will, and she has a lot of background and knowledge, and we collaborate and work together on a lot of the supplements that I feel is best for my body. So I'll just start from the beginning. What I take in the morning, so this is usually going to be with my breakfast. I've started taking shatavari again. This is just a herb and it's really beneficial for men and women. Typically people think it's going to be useful just to increase libido, but I'm actually using it to help balance my low estrogen. So I'm trying to kind of increase in a holistic way, kind of balance my hormones, but I do have a tendency to have low estrogen. So this is something I take to try and help kind of combat that and raise my estrogen a little bit. The main reason why I would want to be doing that is so that I can actually have a full endometrial lining when it comes time for my bleed. I have a very, very light bleed, and I probably will want to make a video totally separate to this, but for me, my fertility and preconception journey is something that's taking place over the span of like 5 years. It's something I've been going through since I was probably about 15 or 16 years old, and so it's a major focus in my life, and I am not planning to get pregnant anytime soon, but it is something in my future that I want, and so a lot of these supplements are helping my body just balance and prepare and be as nourished as possible for when that time comes. Another thing I take in the morning is Norwegian kelp. This is just an iodine supplement, basically. I wanted something that was kind of a more food-based supplement for my iodine. It is something that vegetarian and vegans can sometimes be a little bit low in. If you eat fish or seaweed a lot, then it's wonderful, but since I've been in Croatia, I have not actually been having as much seaweed as usual. Sushi was something I used to eat quite regularly, but when I don't have seaweed on a regular basis, or oysters, which oysters are a food that I do choose to consume, I try and take this every day or every other day just for that iodine, which is very supportive for my thyroid. Depending on how long you've been here, you know that I have dealt with some thyroid dysregulation, and I have a tendency to a hypothyroid, which is an under-functioning or low-functioning thyroid, and so iodine can kind of help keep that in check. However, too much can also not be very good for you, so it's something you need to talk to a healthcare provider about or do your own research with to find out how much or if you should be supplementing with iodine. Next thing I take is an omega-3. I always take omega-3s, even though I do prioritize foods like hemp hearts and chia seeds in my diet, and I do get omega-3s from other foods. I just prefer to have a little bit extra. Omega-3s are amazing for your brain, your skin, your hair, your nails, all that, and yeah, just health in general. This one I did get in Croatia, and it actually has B6 and B12 as well. And then the last supplement that I will take when I'm in Canada, I take a lot of vitamin D every day. When we got to Croatia, we had so much sun, I was not taking it. But now that we've had some cloudier days, I'm starting to supplement with it again. So this is just vitamin D capsules in a probiotic container because when we were traveling, I just needed everything to be small, so I moved them into this. But I take anywhere between 2 to 4 or 5,000 IUs of vitamin D a day. So then we get to lunchtime, and lunchtime I only have 2 supplements that I take. The first one is called inositol or myo-inositol. This is another one that's going to be used for my hormones and just kind of supporting healthy blood sugar regulation. It's also supportive of thyroid health. My friend, like I was mentioning, I work with, recommended this one to me because it's essentially helping your cells communicate better. So this is one I found in Croatia. I would typically have a different bottle, but this one here also has folate with it. So it actually would be a really amazing supplement if you were trying to get pregnant or were, but it's just this gyno-inositol. But yeah, so I take one of these at lunch, and this is 2,000 milligrams. In Canada, I never ever found it in this amount, but it is safe to take this much. And then this I'm currently all out of, but I will be going to buy more, probably, I don't know. It's not something that is crucial to me in my supplement routine, but basically this is just a whole foods prenatal vitamin. Again, not that this is happening anytime soon, but I am taking prenatals because they do have higher levels of some of the vitamins than a multivitamin would. They will also include folate or folic acid. Now I look for the methylated folate form, which is the natural form of it. Again, that's a whole nother video on which form of folate you should take, but I just take these because it's just covering all those bases, and like I said, I'm just nourishing all of my vitamin and nutrient stores with this guy. This is a supplement I have on hand. I don't take it daily. I just basically use it whenever I am going to be having a meal that's a little bit heavier. So it could be something that's very like protein heavy with beans or legumes. If it's going to be just like a heavier meal and maybe slower to digest, I'll take some enzymes. These are just digestive enzymes. They help digest your food, break it down, extract all those nutrients a little bit easier. So it's nice to have on hand when I am going to be planning a big meal like that. And then for my nighttime supplements, we have good old magnesium. This is one that I bought here in Croatia, and I believe that this is 400 milligrams. Yes, it is. So I would normally take 2 of these, and I often look for the magnesium bisglycinate form, which I don't know that this one is. You have to just look into which form of magnesium is going to be best for you, and this one has been working well for me. Magnesium is just a super important mineral in the body that majority of people are deficient in. Having a little bit of extra magnesium can always be good, especially for women, especially around your menstruation time. But just do your research, chat with a healthcare professional. Magnesium is one that I would recommend most people take, but it's something that I will take before bed. I take ashwagandha, organic ashwagandha. This is another herb. I started taking this years ago when I saw my naturopath for my thyroid, and this was her recommendation for a hypothyroid. So I do take 2 of these a night, and they are 500 milligrams each, so I'm taking 1,000 milligrams of ashwagandha before bed. This is just helping with stress and thyroid function, which the 2 kind of go hand in hand. Then the last supplement I take is going to be pretty much my holy grail. I am so happy I found this in Croatia. I run out of this stuff really fast. I love it so much. I swear this is the reason why my partner and I never got sick during the whole COVID 2.5 years of COVID. We took this just a little bit. I mean, I take it every day for my thyroid, but it has so many immune health benefits. So this is black seed oil. It's similar to oregano oil or oil of oregano. It's not actually quite as strong, I don't find, to take as oregano. But this one I have read about it being really supportive for thyroid health. So that's why I take it. And this, I would also say, has helped me so much with that difficulty in losing weight when you do have a slow, sluggish thyroid. I really think that this one helped me, and it's, like I said, amazing for any sort of immune health. So if you are sick, if anyone has a cold or a sore throat or anything like that, I always pull this out for them. So I take a good amount of this before bed every night. Those are all the supplements I take. Now, I know that it might seem like a lot, but to be totally honest with you, having gone through a lot of the health things I've gone through, which are, some are discussed on this channel, some are not. I'm just a person that, one, loves to work on prevention, two, wants to work on nourishment because it's something that my body has lacked in several years, and three, being on a pharmaceutical is just not what's in my own personal interest at this point in my life. That can be totally different for every person, and there's absolutely no judgment here if you choose to go on a pharmaceutical for, say, your thyroid. It's just not something that I personally, at I think I was like 18, wanted to do, and so I am working to just balance things as best as I can with the knowledge of really amazing people around me. So I went to school to learn about holistic health for this reason. A lot of my friends are in the holistic health space for this reason. And I take a lot of pride in nourishing my body with food, with exercise, so diet, exercise, obviously working on the mental and spiritual aspect of health, and then supplements are something that I just think adds another level of support and kind of is like a boost to the system of like health and healing that I've created. So this is what I take on a daily basis, and it can be totally different, like I said, for every person. I do not recommend all of these for each person, but each one does have some unique benefits, and it can never hurt to chat with a provider or look into them for yourself. Also, wow! Oh my gosh, that thunder is loud. I thought I would address my diet quickly. I didn't feel like it ever had to be like totally said because I don't have like a huge vegan following, but I was vegan for a really long time. I currently am not a vegan. However, I do still, if you're going to give things labels, I tend to call myself plant-based, and the reason I do that is because I still eat predominantly like 98.9% vegan or plant-based. There are only 2 animal foods that I have started to include in my diet. One of those are oysters, and the other are eggs. Now, I am very particular when it comes to incorporating these, and I do not eat eggs that are from your grocery store or a conventional farm or anything like that. I purchase my eggs from farmers markets or from farms directly, like hobby farms, or when we lived in Canada, we used to have lots of neighbors that just had like, I don't know, like 7 to 10 chickens in their backyard, and they would just sell the extra eggs that they weren't going to use. And here in Croatia, I only purchase the eggs from the farmers markets, from the smaller stands. So I know that they are not going to be some big egg production facility, and then I also know that the quality of the eggs is going to be so much better. When I tell you that the look of an egg from a grocery store versus the look of an egg from a legitimately free-range, diverse diet fed chicken, they're totally different. Like when I was at my parents' house, the eggs that they had, they were so small, and the yolk was this pale yellow, And with the eggs that I eat, the yolks are only ever this very vibrant orange. Like there is no dullness. They are just, and the taste is different too. They actually have a taste to them. So I have started including eggs for this reason. Now, if I can't source eggs that are up to my standards, I guess, if you will, I don't eat them. That's just how it goes. So I will go weeks or months or whatever without eating them if I can't find eggs that are properly sourced. And then with oysters again, I mean, where we've always lived on the sea, so basically you know where to get like fresh fish, and you're going to be getting oysters from the same place essentially. I just wanted to let you know when it comes to supplementation and diet and all of those things, I do incorporate eggs and oysters now into my diet along with other plant foods. So I am no longer vegan. I do still call myself plant-based because if I go out to eat at a restaurant or something, I am not ordering like eggs or anything like that. I'm going to be ordering what's vegan off the menu, and of course gluten-free, because if I haven't mentioned it already, I do not tolerate gluten. I am not celiac. I don't think. I've never been tested, but it's just not something that I do well with, and it is especially not great for my thyroid, so I do not do gluten at all. Yes, it's a little challenging in Europe, but thank goodness for the Germans. They have wonderful gluten-free brands that are all across the continent. But that's just a little update on where my diet is at.